Hi, how are you? I'm Dr. Catchings, and welcome to Life Coach. I am a certified life coach, and thought I wanted to start this week off with questions that you could ask your spouse. You know, we get into relationships when we are younger and life is different, and then things change, and sometimes our marriages, our relationships, our significant other, things change with them. And for that reason, I'm here today just to give you some questions that you might want to ask your spouse, that your significant other, that person that you are still attracted to, or you want to rekindle your relationship. Just want to assist you in the areas of doing just that. So today, my first thought that I wanted to bring to you is that marriages, relationships change over time. And you would say, well, why do they change? I'm still the same person. No, you're not. And neither is your significant other, your husband, your wife. They're not the same. When you married them maybe 5 years ago, I don't want to go back to 20 years, but just a few years ago, let's say 3 years ago, when you married them, you had already been with them, you had known some stuff about them, but then when you moved in together, or when you said I do, things changed. It happens to everybody. Don't feel like the Long Ranger. Don't think that it's just you, but just know that's a part of the process of relationships. Nothing stays the same, but you can make it better. The other thing I'd like to put in there is, what are the main issues that you have in your relationship? And when I say what are the main issues that you have, what I'm talking about are those things it would make you feel like I've had enough. I don't want to do this anymore. How can I get him or her to love me like they used to? Those are things that can be resolved. Those questions can be resolved through counseling. And that's what I do as a life coach. You guys would come in and we would sit down and we would talk about it, and we would figure out how to make the sparks fly again. How to reach that plateau that brought you pure pleasure. You see, if you had it before, I wouldn't get it again. There's no such thing that you cannot reunite what you had before. In other words, you can make it better than before. It can be great if you want to make it great. So I want to encourage you to think about the main issues that are going on with you, not your spouse. Just deal with yourself. Look at yourself. What is it about me that would make me not want this relationship anymore? What is it about me that does not like the way you smell anymore? You know, colognes change. The fragrance change over time because they put different ingredients into that perfume, even though they may call it the same thing. It's the same name, cologne, but something's different about it. It may be a little bit more stronger than it was before. It changes. Well, that's how we do. We change. What used to turn me on may not turn me on anymore. And it may turn me on if it's accompanied with something else. Those are the things that, as a life coach, I help you to discover, uncover, pull the sheets off of the real you, so that you can take personal inventory, you and your spouse, and say, you know, we want this to work. We want this relationship to go forward. We want to make it. You know, I still love him. I still love her. Or we're still in love. It's just that the fire is not kindled in the bedroom. I help you deal with those issues. Well, what is it? Why is it? You know, I had a lady and her husband to come. And they came with divorce papers in hand. And somebody recommended them to me. And, of course, I took them on as clients. And so after a couple of weeks, I said, well, what is it? What's really going on? And she said, I don't like him. I said, what do you mean you don't like him? She said, I love him, but I don't like him. And I asked her why. She began to list the things that she did not like about him. And then when it was his chance, I said, well, how do you feel about what she said? And he started listing the reasons why he changed. He thought because she always talked about what her friends had, what her sisters had, that he needed to become that to keep her. He was fearful of losing the love of his life. And so he became that which she would talk about. And she had no idea that talking about, well, my sister does this, my sister husband does that, my girlfriend husband do this, would make him feel some kind of way that was not appropriate for their marriage. So he began to mimic the things that she talked to him about, not knowing the effect that it was having on him. When I tell you, they tore up the divorce papers in front of me. I didn't expect it. They came in for their session. They come in once a week. They came in and they had the paper. Both of them were holding the paper like this. She had one in and he had one in, and they just tore the paper in half. And you know, they were crying and saying thank you. It just, to me, that is so empowering to know that the love is not lost. It's just hidden. And it's like a treasure hunt. You have to find what it is that you lost. That reminds me of the story in the Bible where the lady drops her coin and she's given all that she has, and she searches to find it because she wants to be a blessing. Your relationship should be a blessing to you. You should be going through your day praying for your spouse, thanking God for them, and just figuring out how you're going to outdo them in love. And you say, what does that mean? Well, it means that you and your significant other, husband, wife, friend, lover, whatever you call each other, I don't know. But whatever that is, your intent, you should be intentional. You should be focused on, I'm going to outdo you. I'm not going to let you love me more than I love you. If the two of you take on that attitude, guess what? You'll always be on top of the world with each other. Because your focus is on each other, not on materialism, not on life, not on the stresses of life, not on the kids, not on anybody, but the person that you say you love and the person that loves you. So if you give me a box of chocolates, I'm going to give you flowers. If you make love to me this way, I'm going to make love to you that way. If you bend over and pick up the towel because you dropped it on the floor, then I'm going to bend over and pick up a towel too. I'm going to be everything to you and more should be your mindset. Because I love a husband and wife is joined together, then nothing can put them asunder, which means nothing should separate them. Your difficulties in life, your problems in life, they should not separate you and the love of your life. You should love that person with all your heart, your soul, and your might. Because at one time you did when you got to them. So you need to learn what has happened to make that change, okay? The other thing, you should really think about, do I want to separate? You say, you don't want to be with the person, you don't like them, you have this issue, you have that issue. One of the things that I help you to understand what separation and divorce really is. Because you've been with a person for so long, and because no one has helped you, or you have not trusted someone to assist you in the process of rekindling your relationship, because then you have to tell stuff. You have to be able to confide in somebody. And we all know when persons say don't tell nobody, that means tell everybody. But as a life coach, you are trained in confidentiality. Matter of fact, under the laws of the land, you have to be confidential about the sessions, what goes on, what's said, who said this and who said that. Personally, I don't even remember. Once you leave, I'm on to something else because my schedule will not permit me to hold anybody else's situations in my own personal life and what I do, because it would hinder me from helping the next couple, the next person. As a life coach, I coach many people from all walks of life, not just couples. Teenagers who are going through, there's a change in your house. Your daughter is doing something she wouldn't have done before. Your son is starting to act out. You got to wait up all night because you're worried about where he is. Peer pressure is overtaking your teenagers. Well, I deal with teenagers too. Quite frankly, I just love the teens because they come raw. You may not like what they say, but they have a place of honesty that we lose as adults. There's like, why you need to know. I love that. I love that about them, and I love what I do to assist them to be whole and continue the journey process. But at any rate, there's some other things that you need to ask. What causes you to feel the way that you do? There's got to be a reason why are emotionally uninvested in your spouse or your mate. And when you become emotionally uninvested, that's when you're ready to walk away. So what I do is help you. I don't do the work. You do the work. I help you discover what is it about you that makes you want to throw away something that at one time in your life was so precious. It was so loving, so everything that you wanted. And now you come to a place in life where you don't want it anymore. So I help you find out why. And once we deal with why, we take the next step. Whatever that step is, I take it with you. You're not alone. I take that step with you to help you go through the process of understanding who you are and who you've become. Some people would tell you that it's something negative when you change. No, it's not. No, it's not. Change is good when you know it and you understand it and you can cope with it. Change is never good when you gotta fight it. I don't want to change. I don't like that. How do you know you don't like it? Well, so-and-so told me. Well, who is so-and-so? And what nickel do they have in your dime? How is what they're telling you that did not work or work for them going to help you in your relationship? So we deal with those things. We go down a road called non-memory. And what that means is that the things that we forgot that was so enjoyable, we go back down that road and we find them and we put those things back in place. As a matter of fact, when we put them in place, we enlarge them. Because if I felt that good way back then and I lost something along the way, when I regain it, I want more than what I lost. I don't want to end up at the same place. Oh, I love you, love you. No. I want to be so that I have come to the place in life where you are the most important thing to me in life. Not my job, not my house, not my new bag, not my new tie. You want to go back down that road and recapture the things that brought you much, much pleasure. And then what you want to do is reinvent yourself so that you can enjoy the pleasures of being a spouse, being a significant other, or being the other. There's so many components to life coach, so many. Working in the field for a number of years, almost 20 now, I've come to learn that there are no two relationships that are exactly alike. There are no two people alike. And what goes on between a man and a woman that holds them together, that's the glue, so to speak, is something that everybody deserves. You don't deserve to be sad. You don't want to say, oh, here she come again. You don't want to come home from a hard day's work and you and your lover, your spouse, your friend, your husband, your wife begin to argue. You had to deal with that foolishness in the world. You mean to tell me you want to come to your own house and have to put up with that? I don't think so. Well, I help you stop arguing. I teach you how to effectively communicate, how to hear each other and how to listen. It's very important. You know, I heard what you said. No. I need you to hear me, but I need you to listen. Well, I teach couples how to do that through Life Coach. One of the most difficult things that I think about being a life coach is one of the spouses don't want to come. One of the two, it could be the woman or the man, they don't want to engage in life coaching because I don't want nobody to know my business. Ain't nothing wrong with us. You haven't made love in months. Oh, what's something wrong? You sleep in the same bed and both of you get in bed and go to sleep. It's something wrong. You sit at the table and eat dinner and you say 2 words to each other. It's something wrong. That's even if you're still sitting at the table eating together. You've been married for so long and you say, well, perhaps he can't get an erection. Well, what have you done to help him get one? What have you done? She's not moist anymore. What have you done to make her moist? How have you enticed each other to be in intimacy? to bring each other releasement and pleasure. Yes, that's right. I deal with the real stuff, the real issues, because we have spent too much time putting stuff under the rug. The rug has a lump under it, and every time you walk in the room where the rug is, you trip and you stumble because there's a lump under the rug. You can no longer put stuff under the rug, sweetie. You need assistance. Let me assist you. Let me help you. Call me. You can call me on my personal cell, 202-330-9075. You don't have to go through the office. You may not want nobody in the office to know that you're calling me. You may not be comfortable. Call me on my personal cell. Email me, dcmlifecoach@gmail.com. Everybody needs assistance in one area of life or another. And if you're going to be miserable, I suggest you not be miserable in your relationship, because ain't nothing like rolling over and laying in the arms of somebody that you really love. It's nothing like having somebody receive pleasure from you and you know you knocked it out the ballpark. It's nothing like it. It's nothing like a hard day's work, a good hot shower, and you get in bed and you think you're going to sleep because you're tired, but your mate say, don't do nothing, just lay there. What happened? How did you end up in the place that you're in now? What went wrong? Come on, call me, 202-330-9075, and let me assist you in discovering how to make a wrong right. You can do it. That's what I do, is I help people. I assist people in finding themselves. Enough about marriage, enough about relationships. What about you? What about you? What kind of man are you? You haven't had a date in 20 years and you wondering why. Call me. What about you? You think you're ugly and you're too fat, or you're too skinny, you're too tall, you're too black, you're too yellow. What about you? Let me assist you in redefining who you are. You don't have to be in the low. You don't have to wake up in the morning wishing that you never woke up. You can wake up in the morning and get your gear on and step out fresh like, you know what? That old me is gone and I'm happy about the new me. I'm loving me. It's called life. I'm Dr. Catchings. I'm a life coach. And I don't have to toot my own horn. You can listen to me and tell I know what I'm talking about. I'm good. Not good by my own intervention, because I don't want to steal God's credit. He's anointed me to help you. But it's up to you to come and get the help. I can't make you. I can put myself available to you. I can put myself out there so you can contact me. You know, you could even call. If you call, I'll hook you up with the administrator so you can get a free. I know what free means. No cost. Consultation. 30-minute consultation. If that's what you need and that's what you want. Because I want to help you. It ain't all about the dollar. I'm going to be blessed anyway. I'm going to live anyway. Whether you call me or not, I'm going to be all right. But are you going to be all right is the question. It's not about me. It's about you, and it's about you getting what you need to be whole. You need to get up and put your gear on. I don't care if you're 500 pounds or you're 90 pounds. You need to get up and put your gear on and strut. You need to find yourself again. And for those of you who have never found yourself, guess what? Let me help you. Let me show you a better life, a better you, a better way. Where you can look at yourself and say, girl, man, you know, brother, look, a brother working out these days, can you tell? You need to be able to do that. You need to be able to say, you know, Dr. Catchings, I want a wife, but I don't even know the process. Let me help you. Let me assist you in learning what the responsibilities of a real husband are. Not that stuff that they put on TV and try to make it look like that's the perfect family, that's the perfect life, or real TV. That real TV is a bunch of crock too. Now I mean like crock pot. I'm not cussing, of course. Not today, huh? But anyway, you really need to come and let me help you. We look at these TV commercials and our TV programs and we fantasize about, oh, my house is gonna be like this. Well, that's not real. That's TV. That's not real life. Because some days I might not be feeling like it. Some days I don't want to talk. Some days I wake up, I just want to pull the covers over my head and lay back down. That's real life. Real life is sitting at the table and your children are saying to you, well, what happened in school? Oh, I learned something. What did you learn? Man, you got to think of questions to start a conversation with your children. That's real life. That's real life. That's what it's really about. Don't be tricked by media. Don't let the powers that be control your marriage and your life, and you have this euphoria about what life really is. No, don't do that to yourself. You belittle yourself thinking that there's something wrong with you because you're not living like everybody else. Well, guess what? You're not everybody else, so why should you be? Why shouldn't you look at yourself for who you really are? Wonderfully made, beautiful king and queen, royalty at the highest plateau. Peasantry would have you to think that you're anything other than the best. But royalty lets you know it's not based on where I live at. It's not based on my bank account. It's not based on anything other than the love of God. I'm royalty, and because I'm royalty, I refuse to give up. I refuse not to fight a good fight. Call Dr. Catchings so we can fight together. That's me. I'm Dr. Catchings. 202-330-9075. You don't want to talk to me? That's good. Guess what? I'm okay if you don't talk. Text me with your questions. Email me. dcmlifecoach@gmail.com. That's simple. That's simple. I'm a life coach. dcmlifecoach@gmail.com. I want to help you, sweetie. I want to help you, sir. I want to assist you in the furtherance of your life for the better. I'm not trying to take anything from you. You don't have nothing I want, really. So this is not a scam. This is not a game. You know, you can check me out. Some people say I'm brutally honest. I like that about me. Because if I tell you the truth, you can't say you didn't know. If I tell you the real deal about your relationship, you have a chance to fix it. If you want to keep your relationship, you can do it. Well, you don't want your relationship. Let's talk about those people who don't want you in a relationship and you don't want. What about that? Because everybody ain't happy with Pam and everybody ain't happy with Nick. And you want out. Why? What happened? Why you don't trust them anymore? If you cheat on me once, will you cheat on me twice? Okay, the relationship is over. You cheated on me. I'm devastated because I gave my all to you. But now I'm broken. Let me help you heal. Let me help you become whole. Let me show you a more excellent way about yourself. You don't have to come with anybody else. Come with yourself. Your spouse don't want to come, okay. Because the real deal is if you work on you, you ain't got time to work on nobody else. If you put all the energy into fixing you, finding out your real motivations of life, what really turns you on and what really turns you off, why are you successful in your business? As a life coach, I cover it all. Let me help save you money. Let me show you how to do a budget. So every week you get paid, you're not trying to figure out how you're going to put gas in the car next week. Let me teach you how to manage your own finances. Let me teach that young lady how to keep herself. Why it's important. Why is it important that I not, as a teenager, sell myself out to sex and a baby? So we tell our children don't have sex and don't do this and don't do that. But do we spend the time and put the energy and the effort into talking with them, not to them, not at them, with them, and be blanket honest and get them to understand the value of you? You know, I told my goddaughter that if it's that important to you, baby, if it's that important to him, what's the problem with y'all waiting? She said, but you know, he said he needed it. And I said to her, so was he needing it before he met you? And what is it going to change in your life once you do something that your husband will not want you to do? I got a call back. She's in college. I got a call back a couple of weeks later. She said, Godmother, I'm so glad that you're my godmother. I asked him, what was I going to get out of it? And he told me I was going to please him. And I told him, like you told me, what about me pleasing myself? So, I'm accustomed to talking to young folks. I love it. Let me help your baby. Let me be there for you. What about you? You always giving out, you always doing. If you the man, you paying the bills, you got to make sure that you got insurance. You got so many things going on in your life. What about you? Let me help you. Let me assist you in the process that you're going through right now. Because there's a process, and guess what? Process is called life. When that hit me, I was like, oh my God, I'm in a process, and guess what? It's called life. And so are you, and it's still called life. Sometimes we just need assistance. And we have to be smart enough to throw in the towel and say, you know what, I'm 100% in. Because this is for me. This is not for anybody else. I need to do what is necessary for me to help me. And if that's where you are today, please don't hesitate. Email me, and I'll email you back. And if I need to call you back, I will. Email me, dcmlifecoach@gmail.com, or call me, 202-330-9075. Thank you so very much, and God bless.